Hey all, hi. We are. I guess the video is being recorded. So hey guys, hi. I hope you're from class 9 and your term 1 examinations are near. So we will do a quick revision for matter in our surroundings for class 9 term 1. So we will do full revision, and we will do revision of the important points of NCERT for this class. So this would be useful if you are giving term 1 this year and you are in class 9. So this year CBSE has decided to give 2 terms. So I hope you are all preparing for your terms. So first let's see what is matter. So matter, what is matter is, matter is anything that has mass and occupies space. So the things or the materials which have mass or they occupy space, they come under the category of matter. So you can take example of matter to be humans yourself. I wish any animals wouldn't say this, because only humans can understand this session. So humans, then the pen, the stylus with which I am writing with, etc. So there are many. So these all, so we have mass and we also occupy space. It's not like that when we go to school we don't fight for having space in our benches. And the pen also has mass with which you write, and it also has space. If it doesn't have space, you do not keep it in your box, your pencil box. And the stylus also, it has mass so that I can hold it now, and it also has space, so I have to keep it somewhere. So matter is something which occupies space and has mass, and also it can be felt by us. So matter can be felt by us. So stylus can be felt by us, pen can be felt by us, and also humans also can be felt by us. We can feel ourselves. So we are matter. So also matter is in 5 states, or we can say that matter is in the form of 5 basic elements, which we say them as Panchatattva. What do we say them? We say them Panchatattva. So what are these Panchatattva? Let's see. Panchatattva. So these 5 basic elements are air, then earth, then comes fire, then comes sky, and lastly comes the water. So these 5 are the 5 basic elements which we call them as Pancha Tattva. They are air, earth, fire, sky, and water. So what are the characteristics of particles of matter? So what are the characteristics of particles of matter? So what are their characteristics? So their characteristics are, matter, the particles of matter, the characteristics are, they are very tiny, they are very small in size, they are like microorganisms which you can't see, they are very small. That is the first characteristic. And second is, they have vacant spaces, they have some spaces between them. If you take a solid also, like if I take a solid, it has spaces. Here if you can see, here there is spaces. These spaces are known as intermolecular spaces. If you have learnt in your previous classes, you may remember these are the intermolecular spaces. So the properties of matter are, they are tiny, they have vacant spaces, and another is the particles are in continuous motion. The particles are in continuous motion. They have kinetic energy in them. And the next one is particles are together held by the force of attraction. So they have force of attraction between them. Okay, so these four are the main characteristics of matter. I hope it's clear till here. So let's see the states of matter. The states of matter. So what are the states of matter? Let's see. So wait a minute. Yes, so states of matter. So there are mainly 5 types of matter. 5 types of matter, in which only you will study about 3 types of matter in detail. So the first one is the solid, and the next one is liquid, the next one is liquid, the third one is gases. So you will study about these 3 mainly, and you also have plasma state of matter, and also another state, the Bose-Einstein condensate. The Bose-Einstein condensate. So you have to remember only these two if you can, because these two are very easy to remember. So these are the 5 types of matter, and on which classification does the types of matter depend on. So let's see on what basis of classification do the types of matter occur. The first one is on the arrangement of particles. They see the arrangement of particles in every state. Arrangement of particles. And nextly comes based upon the energy of particles. Upon the energy of particles. Okay, sorry. Based upon the energy of particles. Then comes based upon the distance between the particles. Okay, based upon the distance between the particles. Okay, so they also see the distance between the particles. So you can see these 3 common differences. Distance between particles, right? Okay, so you can see these 3 common characteristics in almost all. If you see the arrangement of particles, the arrangement of particles in solid is different, liquid is different, gas is different, plasma state is also different, and BEC state is also different. So they have different arrangement of particles. And if you see the energy of particles, solid has less energy, so it's stable. Liquid has a little less energy compared to solid, so it is a little less stable. And gases do not they have lot of energy, so they are stable. Sorry, they are not stable, they keep on moving. And the distance of between particles, solid have a lesser distance, and the liquid have like a little more than solid, and gases have, we can't define the distance between gases. Okay, so these are the characteristics with which we depend on. And you also need to know a table that I hope you know, that solid, liquid, gases table, the characteristics of solids, then the characteristics of liquids, then comes the characteristics of gases. Okay, so solids have a fixed shape and definite volume. They do not have fixed shape but have a definite volume. Okay, so they have a definite volume and a fixed state. Definite volume and fixed shape. Oh, I should write S, right? Okay, fixed shape. Then gases do not have fixed shape and they also do not have fixed volume. Okay, they do not have fixed volume. So this comes. Then intermolecular spaces are also smaller. These are the all you know, and you also know. So I hope you all know this. You also know the attraction between them. So I hope you all know this, because you may learn this in like class 6 or class 7, like that. So then the plasma membrane. Okay, so we will see a little bit of plasma membrane, even though it doesn't comes in the syllabus. We will learn a little bit about plasma membrane. Let's see about the plasma membrane. So the not the plasma membrane, I don't remember what I'm saying. So the plasma state of matter, not the plasma membrane, the plasma state of matter. So plasma state of matter, this type of matter, yeah, so the plasma state of matter has ionized gas in it. They have the ionized gas particles. So the plasma state of matter has ionized gas particles, and this plasma state of matter is a good conductor of electricity, and it somewhat acts like a metal. They are a good conductor of electricity, and they are also affected by magnetic fields. And another thing is that plasma state of matter does not have a fixed shape, and they does not have a fixed volume. Okay, so if you see the ionized gas, they are like freely moving. They do not have they are more freely moving than gases. Okay, so now let's see the Bose-Einstein condensate, the BEC state of matter. So BEC state of matter is at, we can see this state at very low temperatures, which is nothing but 0 Kelvin. You can see this at 0 Kelvin or minus 273 degree Celsius. So Bose-Einstein condensate is at very low temperature in which you can't survive. The scientist who worked with Bose-Einstein condensate received a Nobel Prize. Okay, so this point is not important. The particles of BC, the Bose-Einstein condensate, the particles are very closely packed. They are like, if you think this is of solid, the particles may be like this. So they do not have much space between them in the Bose-Einstein condensate. So they are very tightly packed. They are even closer than the they're even closer than the atoms in solid. So you know that how does the molecules in the atoms in solid look like. So they are more closer than the solid. So you all may know that how they are, means you all know how tightly they are, because mainly the solid is only very tight, and if it is something tight, more tighter than it, then it may be like very tight and it can't actually flow, or it can't have anything. Okay, so now you can also get a few questions. If some people may see, if they are not from CBSE syllabus also, they may have some like they don't have MCQ type, they may have questions. So I may say some of the questions which may come. I'm not saying they will come, which may come. The first question may be, a substance has a definite volume but no shape. Okay, so I will say the questions, so I will not note down because it may take time. So I will say the questions, you can note down. The first question will be, a substance has a definite volume but no shape. State whether the substance is a solid or a liquid or a gas. So this may be the first question. The second question may be, arrange the following substances in increasing order of force of attraction between the particles. A. Milk, B. Salt, and C. Oxygen. Okay, so let us discuss the questions also. The question 1 which I said was, a substance has a definite volume. It is saying that it has a definite volume, but no definite shape, so it can't be solid, because solid has a definite shape and definite volume. It can be liquid, and it is liquid because liquid has a definite volume but no definite shape. So the answer to the question will be liquid. So let's go to the next question. So next question says, arrange the following substances in increasing order of force of attraction between the particles. Okay, so he is saying increasing order of force of attraction. So he gave us 3, which is milk. Here A is milk, B is salt, and C is oxygen. So you have to write increasing order of the force of attraction between the particles. So the order would be, on the first comes the oxygen, which is nothing but a gas. After that comes the milk, which is a liquid. After that comes the salt, which is a solid. So this will be the increasing order of intermolecular forces of attraction between them. Okay, so the third question will be, a substance has neither a fixed shape nor a fixed volume. State whether it is a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So it will be definitely a gas. Why? Because it doesn't have a because it doesn't have it doesn't have a definite volume or a definite shape. So we can say it is gas, and it is also gas. The melting point. The fourth question is, I'll write the answer for fourth question here only. The fourth question is, the melting point of a substance is below the room temperature. Predict its physical state. So he is saying that it's below the room temperature. So he is saying us to guess the physical state. So if anything is below the room temperature, So below the room temperature means below 25 degrees Celsius. Taken as a standard, it's 25 degrees Celsius. So below would be a solid. Below room temperature would be a solid. How solid? Because solid, because anything means most of the things stay in the form of solid below the room temperature. So the answer would be solid. Okay, so after this, let's continue with a new topic: interchange in the states of matter. Interchange in the states of matter. Okay, so let's see this. So everything is from NCERT. You can also refer NCERT because NCERT will give you sufficient knowledge, and it will also give you like best, you can say it gives you the best explanation. So you can also use NCERT, and I am also explaining from NCERT important points. Okay, so interchange in the states of matter. You know that matter mainly exists in 3 states, but there are 5 states. So they mainly exist in 3 states. So these 3 states are what? There are gases, liquids and solids. So they can change only between them, as we still don't know, means in this class we still don't know about how to interchange into plasma and BEC state. So you will get that in further classes. So now in this class we will only go with this topic. So they convert from solid to liquid. Okay, so let me actually make a type of chart. Okay, so solid, liquid and gas. I hope you all know this chart. Solid to liquid, it's nothing but melting or liquefaction. Liquid to gas is nothing but evaporation. Gas to liquid is nothing but condensation. Okay, condensation. Gas to liquid is condensation or precipitation, anything is okay. Then liquid to solid is nothing but freezing or solidification. Then here directly solid to gas. Okay, so here evaporation is nothing but liquid to gas, condensation means gas to liquid, solid to liquid is melting, liquid to solid is freezing. So here solid to gas is nothing but sublimation. It doesn't undergo the change of liquid, but it directly goes into the gaseous state, and when it comes to gas to solid directly, it is nothing but deposition. It's deposition. So these are the conversation of states of matter. So the change of matter can happen due to 3 factors. These 3 factors are main. Sorry, there are 2 factors, not 3 factors. So 2 factors. They happen mainly due to 2 factors. What are they 2? They are nothing but the temperature, at which temperature the state of matter conversion will happen on that temperature, and also the pressure. So these both play an important role, and if you see, you will see one STP, one NTP. You may have seen this somewhere, but I am sure that you have seen this NTP. So here STP and NTP mean about temperature and pressure only. Here T means temperature, P means pressure. Here also T means temperature, P means pressure. So it's nothing but that much only. These are the main two factors. Here in this topic there are like many easy questions, so no need to discuss these questions, I guess. If there are some difficult questions, I would say, but there are no difficult questions, and the first one are also easy. I just said because the last question was difficult. Means the last question said that, let me go to the yes, the melting point of a substance is below the room temperature, that one. So that one I wanted to say, so I said. So next one comes, the next topic is evaporation. So we will talk about evaporation, the factors affecting evaporation, and also what happens during evaporation. So during evaporation, what happens is, if you take a container like this and like fill it with hot water. So let me define water with blue. So think that this is water. So now there is water in it, right? So now if you keep this in a scorching sun, okay, scorching sun means very powerful sun, means very heated sun. So the sun is very hot and you keep outside near the sun. When you keep outside near the sun, what happens is the sun rays fall on it. When the sun rays fall on it, so I will say that these are the sun rays which are falling on it. So when the sun rays fall on it, this gets heated. The atoms of the water or any substance get heated. Why do they get heated? Because the sun rays are falling directly on them, so they get heated. 1 minute. So they get heated. So when they get heated, so when they get heated, they acquire kinetic energy. So what is kinetic energy? The energy which is required for a body to move. A moving body possesses kinetic energy. So kinetic energy is acquired by the atom. So the atom, when acquires kinetic energy, it acquires a lot of kinetic energy that it can leave the surface. If this is the surface, the atoms can leave the surface of this water and it can go away in the air. So this happens during evaporation. So like that, all the atoms go up in the air due to kinetic energy. And also a result of it, we can see that in the place of evaporation there is a lot it's cool near the place of evaporation. After the evaporation completes, if you touch the bowl, the bowl is very cool. You can see that it's cool. Same happens with the pots, earthen pots. If you keep water on the earthen pots, the water evaporates to these tiny pores in them, and you can see that the water becomes cool without a refrigerator in the earthen pot. So this happens in a earthen pot. So evaporation gives us a factor of cooling near the place where the process of evaporation occurs. And the factors which affect which affect evaporation are, the factors are nothing but humidity. So humidity is a factor which affects evaporation, and also humidity, then the surface area. The surface area is large, more much evaporation will happen. If it is small, less will happen. And at last comes the temperature. So these are the three factors which decide the rate of evaporation. They change the rate of evaporation. These are the main three factors. So we have saw that what are the factors of evaporation. Now we will see difference between evaporation and boiling. So now these two have a fight now, a vigorous fight. Boiling. So evaporation and boiling, what are the difference between them? Because in both of them the product will be evaporation only. Then what is the difference between them? Why should this be boiling and why should this be evaporation? Why are the changes in the terms? So the changes are because of boiling is a very speed process. So if you boil, it is like it will take like nearly 30 minutes maximum. So it is a speed and bulk process. But in evaporation, it is not speed, it is slow and lengthy process. So it is slow and lengthy process. So evaporation is a slow and lengthy process, and it may take maximum up to 7 days. We also don't know if it is 7 days or not, but roughly if we can estimate, it may be 1 day also. So let's take it as 1 day for a bowl of water. So 1 day. So that's it about matter around us, around our surroundings. Nothing is there much in this chapter. Everything is easy. You just have to practice as many MCQs as you can, and you will also get many materials in our channel at the rate of Target Foundation on Telegram. You can search at the rate of Target Foundation. You will get a channel on Telegram called Target Foundation and Goals. So this is the link. Link is nothing but, if you find direct link, the link is nothing but t.me/Target Foundation. You should not give any space between them. Target Foundation. So this is the link. You can join the link, join the Telegram channel and access many materials. We have also posted many MCQs, and now a term 1 mock test is also going on, which is called as Train A. A term 1 mock test is also going on, which is Train A, which is for class 9th and 10th. Both can register. Both will have separate papers. So Train A stands for Target Academic and Indian National Examination. Nearly 70 people have been registered till now. If you want to register, you can also register. There is no fees. It's absolutely free of cost. You won't need to pay any fees for any mock test from our side. And you should also subscribe the channel. The channel you are seeing, you have to subscribe the channel, like the video if you liked. You can comment if you need more series. If you comment, I may come up that yes, the series is good and it's informative, and I can create more series like this. So if you comment and let me know, I may get a new series. The next chapter I would get. After that, also do message me on Telegram at psc1234 bot. So with this link you can search this on Telegram and you will get a bot. You can start that and you can type some message and you will get reply within 24 to 72 hours of the message you sent. It doesn't also take 28 hours to say. It may take like 2 to 3 hours, but sometimes I don't use Telegram, so at that time it may take 3 days maximum. So thanks for watching, and you will also get the PDF of the notes in the description box. I will upload it as soon as you finish seeing this video. You can refer the notes also. I think there are not many notes in this video. So thanks a lot for watching, and you can subscribe to Target Foundation and Goals, which is on YouTube. You are seeing on it. So please subscribe and support us. Till that, we will bring you next session. Till that, you keep on practicing. You all keep on practicing as many questions as you can. Till that, I will see you. Peace.